I am very happy to report that episode 5 of Danmachi season 4 has restored my faith in the series. What a phenomenal episode, and I loved it so much I had to get on here and make a video on it because really episode 5 instilled everything that I could possibly want in a single episode. Fantastic voicing, just this build up to an emotional impacting point, a great speech by a character that just had me in tears. Just the entire emotional moment between Lily and all these survivors, that whole sequence itself just was bringing tears to my eyes because of just how emotionally it done. Add to that some phenomenal music and having it all lead up to this big impactful point in which things seem at their worst, and then you have a payoff at the end that you really did. Now, granted, there's a side of me that kind of goes, it all comes down to Belle, but at the same time, it felt good. It still, in the end, felt good because everybody gave their all, even still. It was just so good, and it's funny because it's at the tail end of me honestly getting frustrated again. Episode 4 had me frustrated. I felt like the beginning of this entire season was a nice build-up. It was getting everybody together. Everybody was seeing significant growth. Everybody was showing signs they've learned something from their previous encounters, and they're ready for the next challenge. And it was all a nice, slow build-up to something significant. It wasn't just jump right into it. It kind of showed us build into this threat they're going to face that ultimately they shouldn't be facing right now and is going to mean their end. But what frustrated me was in episode 4, we seen it kind of dial back. At the end of episode 3, I literally went, oh, so we do have waifu this season. Here we go. Like, I've been pretty clear to a lot of people that one of my frustrations that's kind of centered around Danmachi is that it spends too much time going, oh, new ball. Oh, new ball. Like, new waifu, new waifu, new waifu, new waifu. And then everybody else just get left behind. Every season, new waifu, leave everybody else behind. No development for anybody else. Waifu time. New waifu. We've seen it with Haruhime. We've seen it with Wine. I mean, it just keeps happening. And then, yes, when I seen Marie, I was like, here we go again. Next waifu. And not only that, but it frustrated me because it was playing into it. Episode 4 was literally everybody's dying, and Belle is sitting here having a chit-chat with some random mermaid that he ran into. Like, why are we having a date right now? Why is this happening? You're completely undermining the severity of what's happening. And I felt like it was doing that. And I was getting extremely frustrated. Truth be told, I have no problems with Marie. Honestly, I have no problems. It's just, it felt disrespectful to what it was building up. But yeah, thankfully, they kind of remedy that pretty quickly. Now, I don't know why they went through so much trouble to talk about how Marie wanted to get others to help Belle to take down this monster when I didn't even see them. Like, did it imply that Belle trained with them or what? But it just, I know it did really feel like Belle progressed. He was leveled up, but he wasn't quite polished. But now, when he arrives at the very end, he's polished. And that was all due to his encounter that he had with these flying bird thingamajiggies. So, I don't know why they brought up the other monsters when the other monsters didn't do anything. Unless the other monsters just led him to his target and the party. But yeah, negativity aside, like I said, frustrations aside with episode 4, I felt it was jarring, but it all led up to this incredible episode 5. Like I said, kind of building it up, having this kind of last encounter, this building up of the party of the crabs. The party's coming in, it's just flooding in. Obviously, it's all for the sake of feeding this special monster, and everything seems like super grim. And I give massive credits to Luvis and his party at this point in which everybody's having to defend them. They finally realize, look, we would have been dead already. Let's step forward. We can't just let these people die to protect us. And they stepped forward. Even the wounded stepped forward and said, go on without us. We'll hold them off. Do whatever you can to get the heck out of here. Run. And I love how, again, that scene just had me, Lily's like, no, we're not doing that. And Lily's frustrated. And I love that scene, them walking past her. And she's just devastated. Like, what do I do? What do I do in this situation? And it all culminates to this one moment of realization of Lily, Belle wouldn't do that. This person I look up to so much, this person that didn't leave me behind, I can't do the same and leave these people behind. Yes, it's the what would Belle do? Everything's all about Belle, but it's honestly what has kind of impacted upon Lily. This is this guy that would not let these people go. This is somebody that would fight to the end to protect people. And I feel the necessity to do the same thing. And sure enough, yes, I'm not going to leave you. Oh my gosh, the tears in her eyes had me going. Just her speech was just so... It was so good. It's such a good scene that I'm completely forgetting the whole scene with Haruhime essentially learning how to duplicate her ability, which was really fantastic. I really do like the concept that Haruhime went from just being a buffer, I just buff everybody's level by 1, to them somehow, yes, very conveniently, her discovering an ability that essentially allows her to multiply that spell. So that not only is she able to boost one person, she's able to boost 5 people by their level. Now, truth be told, I kind of shrugged a little bit at the idea that just because people got a level up, they suddenly seemed like they were, like it restored their stamina. Everybody looked tired, then they got leveled up, and suddenly they're like running around and just being like super fast. And it kind of overemphasized how significant that one level is. Yes, at this point, it seems like, especially according to Bell, he's seen a huge drastic jump when he went up. So it is technically logical to see that everybody else would see that boost as well. With most of what we've seen so far being like between level 1 and level 5-ish, it does give a lot of credit to each level. There are these significant jumps in ability, significant jumps in endurance and strength. But yeah, I will admit when Haruhime's ears twitched, I was like, oh, I know what she's hearing. Here comes Bell. Everybody get down. Here comes this big crazy fireball because Bell Fireball is... Bell Fireball, Fireball, Bell Fireball. But yeah, the fight between Bell and this creature was pretty awesome. I like how during the fight itself, it has Bell reflect on the Minotaurs. The Minotaur is like this rival of his. Like we've seen this whole crazy, still one of the greatest animation pieces in Danmachi for sure. Is this whole scene with Bell fighting this Minotaur. Is it Minotaurs or Minotaur? I think it's Minotaurs. It's Minotaurs that Bell fought. And that's like his rival. Like, I'm not going to lose here. This is my goal. I want to fight this thing again and beat it. I'm not going to lose here. Admittedly, a little frustrated in the idea that despite everything they've just gone through, still nobody helps Bell. But they kind of explain it in the idea of, look at Bell. He's now, again, polished his skill. He's now technically built into his new level of ability. But yeah, like I said, just phenomenal episode through and through. Music, voice acting, emotional peaks, the layout of the episode, everything was just absolutely phenomenal. Easily, like I said, probably the best episode of Danmachi I've ever seen. I loved it to death, and I had to get on here and talk about it. I also didn't get to mention, because I didn't do an impressions on that episode, but good to see that Marie has her own fetish that people can enjoy her for as a waifu, is that she likes shoving fingers into people's mouths and saying to lick it. That was... Sure, gotta get that crowd covered. Anyways, it's my random thoughts on episode 5 of Danmachi season 4. Hope you guys enjoy this video as always. I love the feedback that I got from my first impressions. It's good to hear from a lot of the fans out there of the series and getting a clarification. Truly, honestly, it's something that I don't think I ever really took too much note of. It's just really the fandom behind the light novel series and seemingly what everybody seems to be frustrated with, which is like not really adapting everything properly. So all my frustrations that I've had for the series so far seems to be explained by people that they just don't cover stuff. The fact that, you know, like when I joked about that, they keep forgetting things and leaving things behind, that's not necessarily supposedly the fault of the writer of the light novel. It's just that the anime itself doesn't adapt things. But knowing that the writer apparently is supposed to be involved with this adaptation of the 4th season, it's supposed to be one of the best ones. Episode 5 showed me that there's a good possibility that's true, so I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of the season. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video as always. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below, comment, let me know what you thought of this episode. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already so you can get all my content. I do news, reviews, first impressions. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you want to support the channel more, we have a Patreon link, a tips link, and a super thanks button down below. I greatly appreciate everybody that does, and y'all take care.